What's up, guys? Welcome back to Behind the Design by Mukewater Outfitters. I'm Marshall Thornhill. We've got Mason here, and today we've got Dillon Stone. So I want to talk a little bit more about where we're going with this show. The main goal was to go behind the design of Mukewater Outfitters products, right? Talk about the inspiration behind it and things like that. But long term, I really want to give the opportunity for this show to be a tool for entrepreneurs. So I'd like to start going behind the design of other local entrepreneurs. So today we're going to start with Dillon Stone. Dillon is the founder of the Bearded Sons. So Dillon, thanks for being on the show today.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
We're just going to jump right into it and tell us a little bit about what the Bearded Sons is and what you guys offer.
I've always wanted to own my own company, being that I can grow facial hair and there's so many people that can do that. I figured I wanted to help that out. Men's grooming is it's popular. Mm-hmm. People with beards, 5 o'clock shadows, people that just straight shave. Who likes to shave? Because I know I don't. It takes time. Probably for each one of these scents, I spent probably about a month mixing. I couldn't tell you how much product I've wasted from, oh, that's not working. My wife is one of the ones that's like, no, throw it away. It's one of those things. The labels, all of that, I do all by myself. I hand pour each one of these, so you're getting, the freshest quality. It's taken off, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Awesome. What was the point that turned it from a hobby that you were just making products for your own beard to I think I can sell these?
I would say it's probably word of mouth. Before I was, selling to coworkers and friends of friends, and they're like, hey, you could probably sell this in stores. It was just one of those opportunities where I just jumped, and that took it off from there.
Awesome. Let's go into a little bit about the products. Tell me about the inspiration behind some of these flavors, because you have some products here that I smelled today before we started, and they're fantastic. But where do you get the inspiration behind these?
For the America's pastime, I played baseball since I was, 3 years old all the way to high school. It's just been one of my favorite sports.
Did you go to the ballpark and just grab stuff and then run home and whip up some flavors, or you just kind of did this from memory?
Typically, when people think ballpark, they think dirt, some fresh air, fresh cut grass, chewing gum, chewing tobacco, even sunflower seeds, popcorn. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to throw popcorn in there because, that kind of would overtake the whole thing. I wanted to make it, when you open that bottle, you're at the ballpark, whether it be here in Lubbock or, somewhere else.
Well, you nailed it. I immediately thought about my days playing Little League when I opened that bottle. So tell me a little bit about the quality. I mean, so these aren't just candle oils, right? These are...
No, absolutely not. So I get all of my ingredients sourced. I get some ingredients from Florida. I get some from South Africa, which takes... you got to order that within, a month or two, and you never know. So you got to kind of time frame it. So they're all natural ingredients. I get them from the source, which if you're gonna do that, you're gonna make a good product. And it's not just regular oils that you can just go find at Walmart or something like that. I take pride in making these, especially like I said, I handcraft each one of them. So each butter, I would say, probably takes 20 to 30 minutes to set up. So if I'm gonna put it in my beard, I want to make sure that it's the best.
That's a great mindset to have.
Absolutely.
For working for a product and then just keeping that mindset through your entire business, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Taking shortcuts come back to bite me in the butt, and I've learned to just do it right the first time, and then you've got a quality product that you never have to redo, you never have to refund,
right?
Because you've got an upset client, things like that. So little backstory, but I've never had facial hair in my entire life. A little bit of a 5 o'clock shadow was all that I could grow, but I know how popular beard products are, and I know that again, the inspiration behind my store was to service the men in Central Texas that don't have anything. Right. Where I'm from, there's nothing. So our goal is to put a store there and give those men in Central Texas good quality products that have been sourced and not just something cheap. I come from the good old boy mindset. So if you do one guy wrong and sell him a cheap product, you might as well just close up the shop and go home. I literally grew this beard when I started the store because I wanted a quality beard product. One, I wanted to make sure it worked myself. And two, no one's gonna buy beard products from a clean shaven guy, right?
Absolutely.
So when I was here at the Heritage and Debbie tried that stuff on my beard, I fell in love with it. So I think it's fantastic, and I love what you're doing. I think it's a great product.
Thank you.
Diving into the business part of things, what was the scariest thing for you when you kind of, that light bulb came on that this is more than just my beard, this is for other guys too?
I would say probably the scariest thing for me was upfront costs, probably.
Okay.
And manufacturing products, it's not the cheapest thing, but in overall return, it should be one of those great things.
What was something that you did to overcome that?
Yeah, I really just hit the ground running and just put all my trust in the Lord and stuff like that. It's one of those things that He'll help you through anything if you you put your mind to it.
Absolutely. We have definitely seen some trials and tribulations from last October when we started the store till now, and things still aren't perfect. I know kind of what we need to be at by the end of the month, and if we're not at the check mark by the 15th, I start to get nervous, and those things hopefully in time will fade, but those are just challenges that you go through, and prayer is really, honestly, the only way that I get through it. Tell me a little bit about maybe one of your biggest accomplishments. Like, what was the big, I've done it moment?
The retail stores was probably one of the biggest things. I was just only a online e-commerce store. Mm-hmm. So it was one of those things where I've tried, and then finally I got products in Fanny Roses. I got products here at Heritage Barber. I've got products in the flower shop. I've got products at Harley Davidson. So it's just slowly coming together. I'm working on my 6th location in Fort Worth. It's another barbershop. It's like a 12-seat barbershop.
That's awesome.
I'd say that'd be one of the biggest accomplishments.
Let's try and go back to the very first retail store that you landed and kind of walk me through maybe a couple of the no's and then finally that yes and the feeling. See if you can explain that feeling.
Very first retail store was hard because I only had 2 oils at the time. And when I walked in, I immediately seen somebody else's products in there, and I'm like, it's one of those things where you got to be like, my stuff has to outbeat this person. It didn't work out, which it didn't faze me because I knew they've probably been around longer. Sure. And either they know the person or their stuff's good, right? So as I asked, hey, what do you think about this? I brought samples. They're like, oh yeah, that's good. But at the same time, she said, we're already carrying somebody. So I've probably had, I want to say 3 no's before I landed, my first retail location, which that's okay. You just keep driving and then eventually it'll pay off.
Absolutely. Those no's I use as motivation. Every time I get a no, I kind of put that in my pocket. That's one of the motivators that gets me. So tell me about the first retail store you got a yes and what that felt like.
The very first one I had wasn't even a face-to-face meeting. It was over a text message from somebody that's used my products or their husbands use the products. And I guess she got word of it. She reached out to me. She said, hey, we're moving to this location, such and such. Would you like to bring some of your beard products? I'm like, sure, absolutely. So I at that time, I think I had 10. So 10 oils, 10 butters, 10 balms. So I brought everything with me, right? I was just overjoyed by it. I immediately, after she said yes, I called my wife. I said, you're not going to believe this. She's like, I'm so proud of you. And it was just one of those things. If you put your mind to it, you'll be successful. And that's what I tell my kids all the time, because eventually, I want to leave this to them.
So last thing I want to talk about is, and this is kind of more for me because I'm a new facial hair guy, right? But for our viewers is, tell us what product and how to use it.
Beard oil is more it's like a mimic to replace sebum oils. So when you wash your face, you're taking that away. Beard oil is like a thing you want to, if you're growing facial hair, whether it's a beard like I have, or a 5 o'clock shadow, or just even, no shave. I mean, it's skincare. That's one of the things you want to use day in, day out. The butter is more of, I would say, a nighttime conditioner. You can use it more. You can use it during the day. Use it at night. It's more for your hair conditions. It does the skin as well, but it also holds. We do carry balms. That's more on, I would say, the wax side. So, I mean, you can style your mustache and, tame away the flyaways and stuff like that. That's really the daily routine that I do.
Okay.
Oil first, butter second, and if, special occasion or something like that, use a balm every now and then.
Okay.
So
I don't even carry everything that you have to offer. So tell us everything you've got to offer and maybe how our viewers can see them.
So we offer these items here. We offer balms. I've got stash wax. I have beard wash. Eventually coming out with the women's line. That's going to be more, I'm going to help my wife with that because that's kind of something she's working on. And more products, more scents to come soon. You can find them in 5 locations here. Fanny Roses here in Wolford, Heritage Barber, All Fired Up 2, and Harley Davidson. And then you can also find us on our website at beardedsonsco.com.
You have a really awesome website too. It's very easy to navigate, so that's really important. Where do you see this company in 5 years?
In 5 years, I would say I want to still be in the company, but having I would say people work for me and teach them that art.
So the art of actually making the product.
Actually making the product.
So you want to be hands-on, still making the product.
Right.
Still.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
But I want it to be, a brand. Absolutely a brand. Oh, hey, I know Bearded Sons. I see it everywhere. That's my ultimate goal.
So where did the name come from?
I am the youngest out of 4 boys. Each one of my brothers all have a beard. My dad even has a beard. And it took me forever to find a name. And it just clicked, man. Bearded Sons. So
Awesome. Well, Dillon, I really appreciate you being on.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming on and telling
Thanks
us
for having
about
me.
that. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this goes, and hoping that our store and our customers can just help grow your brand. Thanks for joining us, and check back with us next time. We're going to have another surprise guest. That's it for Behind the Design. Cheers.